I'm Jemima. I'm a postpartum doula and a lactation educator, and I am going to talk today about positioning your newborn for breastfeeding. So what I'm going to talk about today is a parent-led breastfeeding technique. You can simply lie back and put your baby on you and see how you get into a rhythm together. That is the most instinctive, natural way to start breastfeeding, but some people aren't comfortable with that. So this is a more parent-led position technique, which I'm going to show you now. So the first thing I would say is that your baby needs to be as close to you as possible, as much skin to skin as possible. So I would remove any extra clothes. Don't have them dressed up in a big fluffy cute bear onesie. You can put that on after. If you're worried about your baby getting cold, then I would put them on you, and then you can put a blanket over both of you. Rather have that skin to skin contact and an external blanket than have them all wrapped up so that there's more of a barrier between you and your baby. And then the next thing I would say is take off any hats or mittens, because again, you want that sensory closeness, and babies get all of their information by touch and smell and taste. So you don't want anything to be inhibiting that. Okay, so baby needs to feel as secure as possible, which means that they need to be held as close to you as possible. If you can imagine, if you're just concentrating on their mouth and you're not really worrying about anything else and you're kind of resting them on a pillow, they're not going to feel as secure and they're not going to be as relaxed. They're not going to open as wide as you want them to. So baby, nice and close. And if I were you, I would put the rest of them under your arm firmly, and then you've got this arm here to hold like this. Now, the temptation is to hold their head. We get very nervous about babies' heads, and of course they do need some support. But most babies have some strength in their neck, so they can actually hold their heads to a certain extent. So having a supportive hand, yes, very important, but not grabbing and holding the head like this, because then they'll feel a little bit like they're being pushed towards the boob, which again is less likely to get them nice and relaxed. So if you put your hand like this and have this V shape around the nape of the neck, then you've got finger and thumb here to help support, but you're not grabbing and holding. Now, the next really important thing is that baby needs to be in a straight line. So think tummy to tummy. If you can imagine, if you were trying to swallow and you were kind of bent round and your head was twisted this way, it would actually be really difficult to swallow. So you want them to be in as straight a line as possible across you, tummy to tummy, nice and close in, so that they are able to swallow and the milk can go down nicely. So then what do you do with their hands? So I would put this hand nice tucked underneath. Don't have it squished against their body, because again, that's going to make it difficult for them to feed. And then this hand, some babies are like piranhas when you bring them to the breast. Even if you haven't missed their early hungry cues, they can be like piranhas. They're like, and they're kind of scrabbling at you. So if that is the case, you can have somebody just gently hold the hand down while you're latching so that it doesn't get in the way. Just don't rotate the shoulder. This arm must stay up here like this. And then once they're latched, you can let go. And it's actually lovely if your baby can feel your skin while they're feeding, then that's an amazing oxytocin boost for you. And again, it's them using their sensory ability to get information from their surroundings. So baby is straight on like this, tummy to tummy, tucked in, holding tight, and then it's nipple to nose, like the technique I showed in the video yesterday. Get their chin smushed nicely onto the bottom of the boob, and your nipple at their nose, like I showed in the video yesterday. Smush the chin into the bottom of the boob, and then, oh, baby's opening wide, and then onto the nipple like that. And then once you've got a nice latch, you can then make sure that you're comfortable. You can put a pillow underneath to support if you need to, but otherwise you want to just hold them as close as possible so that they are comfortable throughout their feeding. As you get more practice at this, you'll find that you can relax a little bit more and you don't have to worry so much about where they're positioning, because they will start to do it instinctively and you will feel more confident in it as well. But when you're first doing it, it's just good to bear in mind all these principles that I've mentioned today.